Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Rich Woman Reset. I'm your host, Karen Yankovich, and this is a little subset series we're doing in the Good Girls Get Rich podcast for your December 2025 Visibility Rebirth. And take a breath with me because today we are moving from identity into aligned action. Not the kind that burns you out or sends you into or down another content creation rabbit hole, but the kind that builds authority in 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. This episode is for every woman who wants to start 2026 visible, connected, and confident without spending hours online. We're not here to create hustle. We're here to create alignment as we move through the rest of 2025 into 2026. So let's talk about the simplest daily ritual that can change everything. And this is all about tiny, consistent actions because I believe that tiny, consistent actions can create and will create massive visibility. You know, so many women think, we're being taught by a lot of people that visibility means you have to post a ton. The more you post, the more you'll be seen. But the beautiful thing about LinkedIn, one of my favorite parts about LinkedIn, is that the algorithm really rewards patterns and connection and community, not volume. Real relationship building, right? And this is what many of us women are good at, right? We understand the power of relationships, the power of lifting women up. So I want you to think about the way I want you to think about visibility today is like kind of a little bit like a heartbeat, right? It's small, but it's steady and God willing, reliable, right? The women who have the most success on LinkedIn are not the loudest. They're the most consistent. 10 intentional minutes a day. This outperforms a marathon routinely all the time. The ritual is about momentum, not maintenance. It builds the muscle of I show up for my next chapter, and it trains the LinkedIn algorithm. And every time I say the LinkedIn algorithm, I get a little like twitch because anytime somebody tells you that they know how to game an algorithm or they know how to work an algorithm, reality is the minute you go to publish on that, LinkedIn will change the algorithm, right? So as I say that, I want to say that what has been consistent throughout all the algorithm changes that we've seen over LinkedIn over the last 5 years, 2 years, 20 years, is that it rewards relationships and rewards you showing up authentically. That has not changed. Even when sometimes video is better, sometimes, polls, right? Like we're not talking about any of that right now. We're talking about training the LinkedIn algorithm so it knows who you want to be connected to, who you want to be surrounded by, so that we can create a network that is profitable for us. So I'm going to take you step by step through this 10-minute ritual because I want you to know that this is really doable for you. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to go into LinkedIn and maybe just check your feed quickly for somebody that you enjoy, right? Somebody that you feel aligned with, or that you want to make sure that you want to understand that they should continue to be a part of your network, and just view their profile. And then typically, if there's somebody that you feel aligned with and that you feel you want to make them part of your network, other people that they're aligned with you'll have that same alignment with them. I'm using that word alignment, but you get what I'm saying, right? So what I normally do is I'll find somebody in my feed, I'll view their profile, and then I'll go to our friends that we have in common, and I'll view a few more profiles. What we're doing here is we're telling LinkedIn, I am viewing this person's profile, show me more of their content, okay? What you want to do additionally, if you really want us to really anchor this in, is ring their bell, right? If you go to my profile or anybody's profile, you'll notice there's a little bell underneath the header image. If you ring that bell, if you click on that bell, that tells LinkedIn, show me more of their content. It will give you a curated, high quality feed. So when you open LinkedIn, you're not scrolling with anxiety, you're engaging with intention. All your favorite people are right there. But remember, the goal right here is to just show LinkedIn by opening the profiles of who the people are that you want to be connected to and that you want to have a part of your network. Even if they're people, they're first degree, even if it's first degree people already, typically for me, it is, right? I'm diving deeper with my network. I'm not always looking to grow it bigger, right? I want to grow deeper. I want LinkedIn to consistently show me more of the people I already enjoy being connected to, okay? And by opening their profiles, not only does it tell LinkedIn that these are people you're interested in, guess what? These people are going to maybe also see that you looked at their profile because LinkedIn tells them that, and maybe it will allow them to, maybe they'll start a conversation. Who knows, right? Okay. The next thing I want you to do in this 10 minutes, right? And by the way, stop at 10 minutes, right? If it may take you longer the first couple times you do this, but I really want you to stop at 10 minutes because at the end of the day, you'll do 10 minutes. If it starts taking you 20, you may not do it, right? You'll get faster at this as you go. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to comment on 5 posts. Now, listen, it's not always easy to find these 5 posts to comment on. Certainly not as easy as finding 5 people whose profiles to open, because when you open those people's profiles, they might not have posted in a while. So you might not see anything to engage with, right? So what I typically do is if it doesn't happen easily, like I don't see posts in my wall that I want to jump into the conversation on, I'll go up to the search bar, I'll type in something I'm interested in at any given time, visibility, imposter syndrome, women in podcasting, something that I am interested in, and then I'll let LinkedIn show me all the most recent posts on that topic, and then I'll jump into those conversations. Because here's what happens. Your comments will show up to their whole network. So you don't want to just put great posts. You want to actually add your point of view, right? What stood out for me about this you want to jump into the conversation. Strategically, this is the number one way we're getting noticed on LinkedIn without posting daily. This has consistently been the number one task that LinkedIn rewards in the algorithm, not posting a million times on your wall, by jumping into other people's conversations. LinkedIn wants to be known as a networking platform, and networking means having conversations with other people. And these comments position you as a peer, right? Not just as a follower. So many wins to doing this. So number 1, view a few profiles. Number 2, leave a few thoughtful comments in some conversations. And then the third thing, and this is important, send one DM, just one DM, right? It doesn't have to be a pitch or an ask, just presence. Love what you shared today. Grateful for your perspective. You know what? I saw you jumping into this conversation, or I saw you interviewed on Karen Yankovich's podcast, and I love when you talked about this and this. I would love to connect with you if that feels right. I'd love to jump on a quick call. I think our audiences are aligned. Your recent post made me think blah, blah, blah. Thank you. Or I saw you just recently posted that you were in, San Antonio. Have you tried this restaurant there? Oh my gosh, I still dream of, their guacamole, right? Whatever, right? This is conversation. And it may sound silly, but what we're doing is we're building real relationships. We're doing exactly what we would do kind of like in real life, right? So these 3 things are just in this 10 minutes can change everything for the way that you're showing up on LinkedIn. And here's the thing. If you want me to guide you through these rituals like this, the Rich Woman Glow Up audio experience private podcast walks you through this in great detail. It walks you through the internal shifts that make visibility feel grounded and doable and even nourishing. And I'll link in the show notes to how you can check that out. It pairs perfectly with rituals like this one. But right now, I just want you to notice how possible this visibility can really be in this like 10-minute a day little ritual. Because here's the thing. You've already started building this credibility, right? This ritual just brings it to the surface. You're not starting from all over. You're not starting from scratch, right? You're starting from experience. Your experience is your leverage. This isn't about building visibility. It's about revealing who you already are, right? And it reintroduces you not only to a new network of people, but to yourself as an expert, right? It reconnects you to your network. It reconnects you to your own voice. It reconnects you maybe to your confidence. Okay. You have spent decades helping everyone else. If you're like most of the women that I work with, you've spent decades helping everyone else. These 10 minutes are for you, and they're a return to you. It's a small ritual, but it's potent. 10 minutes of presence creates opportunities you can't strategize your way into. So this December 2025, we're building rhythms, not pressure, identity-backed visibility, action that feels good, forward motion you can trust. And I will see you back here in the next episode of the Rich Woman Reset, where we're going to talk about how to get on people's radar quickly without posting every day. I'll see you there.